Hey, 49ers fans, buckle up because we've got a ton of updates rolling in, and things are getting really interesting in San Francisco. The big story that's buzzing around the team right now is the Sky Moore trade, and the ripple effects it might have on Jauan Jennings' role and future with the team. There's a lot of debate on this, and honestly, it's one of those situations where you see two very strong narratives, and the truth probably sits somewhere right in the middle. On one side, you have the argument that bringing in Sky Moore shows the 49ers are in serious need of wide receiver help. Injuries have piled up in key spots, and the team clearly felt the urgency to act, which could, in theory, boost Jauan's leverage. After all, if the team is desperate, you'd think a player like Jauan, who's been contributing, might get a bit more recognition. But then there's the flip side. The idea that the team is willing to bring in someone else to fill the receiver role could signal that they are not fully committed to Jauan, and that might complicate any contract negotiations. It's this delicate balancing act, and it's fascinating to watch play out because both angles have merit, and both speak to real challenges the team is facing right now. The complexity increases when you consider the injuries. Jauan Jennings isn't the only player in question, but his situation has left a lot of fans scratching their heads. While we've heard updates on almost every other player in terms of injury designations, Jauan's status remains somewhat ambiguous. That ambiguity leads to speculation. Is it purely an injury concern, or is there more behind the scenes? It's hard to say, and as much as fans want a clear answer, sometimes the truth is layered. You have to balance trust in the coaching staff's assessments with the reality that the team is managing multiple critical decisions at the same time. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have both been clear about the team's priorities, yet the nuances of player health, contract status, and roster moves create a tangled web that's not always easy to interpret. Now, beyond the Sky Moore trade and the Jauan Jennings debate, there are other roster moves that are shaping up to be just as impactful. Take Chase Lucas, for example. Based on what we've been seeing in practice, Chase is showing significant potential to make the 53-man roster. That's huge news for him and for the team, especially after Trey Brown was placed on injured reserve to open up a spot for Moore. Brown had been expected to fill a key backup role, and while he had some flashes, there were moments that didn't go his way. That said, the emergence of Chase Lucas signals that the team values performance and wants to reward players who seize opportunities. Dallas Flowers has also been performing well, though Chase seems to be edging him out in terms of impact. Watching how the 49ers distribute snaps among these players over the next few practices will be a critical window into understanding the final roster decisions. In a league where depth and versatility matter so much, seeing how players like Lucas and Flowers handle their reps tells you a lot about the team's long-term vision. Speaking of emerging talent, the rookies are another fascinating aspect of this preseason. Players like Mara Siegel, for instance, may see first-team reps despite being new to the league. This is where the blend of experience and raw talent becomes evident. The coaching staff needs to balance giving young players the chance to grow with ensuring the veterans who are fighting for roster spots get enough time to prove themselves. The strategic allocation of reps is like watching a chess match in real time, and every snap can influence the final composition of the roster. For fans, this is the part of camp where you start seeing glimpses of the team that will take the field in Week 1. And the excitement is palpable because these moments often reveal unexpected heroes. Then you have the leadership and mentorship on the roster, which is an entirely different dimension of the team's dynamic. Trent Williams, a future Hall of Famer, has been providing incredible insight and guidance, and his perspective gives fans and players alike a clear sense of how the team functions behind the scenes. One of the highlights has been his commentary on Connor Colby, the 7th-round draft pick who has been progressing remarkably well. Transitioning from left to right guard due to Dominic Pease's injury has been a challenge, but Colby has adapted faster than many anticipated. Williams emphasized that the work Colby has put in during camp has positioned him to handle these adjustments with confidence, and it's a testament to both his dedication and the coaching staff's ability to develop young talent. This mentorship is invaluable because it accelerates the growth of rookies and allows them to contribute in meaningful ways earlier than expected. The discussion of leadership extends to other veterans as well. Dominic Pease, despite the time away from practice, is expected to return in strong form thanks to his meticulous approach to rehab and preparation. Players like Chris McCaffrey are also making headlines, not just for their on-field talent, but for the work ethic they bring to every practice. After an injury-plagued season last year, McCaffrey is back and looking dominant, and the energy he brings to the team cannot be understated. Watching someone of his caliber return at full strength injects optimism into the locker room and reinforces the culture of excellence the 49ers strive to maintain. Leadership in this sense isn't just about experience. It's about setting the standard day in and day out, and players like McCaffrey and Fred Warner exemplify this. Their influence extends beyond their stats. They inspire preparation, focus, and accountability in everyone around them. On top of all this, there's the emerging story of Robbie Chosen, who might be on the verge of earning a spot on the 53-man roster. He's been making waves in practice with his speed and agility, tracked meticulously by the team's GPS systems. The opportunities created by injuries and roster shuffles give players like Chosen a chance to prove themselves, and if he can maintain this performance, he could become a surprise addition to the active roster. What makes this even more intriguing is the context. By the time the season hits its 6th week, several key receivers are expected to return from injury, which could reshape the depth chart entirely. This creates a fascinating scenario where a player who seizes the moment now might be facing entirely different competition later, highlighting the constant flux of NFL roster management. In addition, the two tight end sets are becoming more relevant with the additions like Luke Farrell, which changes the way the offense can operate and spreads the ball differently. In these formations, the contributions of versatile players like McCaffrey and George Kittle become even more crucial, and the presence of dynamic options opens up opportunities for other players to carve out their roles. The balance between established stars, emerging rookies, and fringe roster hopefuls is delicate, and how the coaching staff navigates this will define not just Week 1, but the team's performance across the season. What's thrilling about all of this is the level of detail and planning that goes into every move. From trades to practice snaps, injury management, rookie development, and veteran leadership, the 49ers are operating in a high-stakes environment where every decision matters. Fans get caught up in the headline moves, but the nuance lies in how these decisions influence chemistry, depth, and adaptability. Each player's journey, from established stars to hopeful newcomers, adds a layer to the story, and watching it unfold is what makes following this team so compelling. The mix of uncertainty, opportunity, and preparation creates a narrative that's as dramatic as any game on Sunday. And that's exactly what makes this moment in camp so electrifying for anyone who lives and breathes 49ers football. Now, diving deeper into the camp dynamics, one of the most fascinating aspects to watch is how the 49ers are distributing reps among the wide receivers and skill position players. With the injuries stacking up, every practice becomes a live audition, and it's incredible to see how some of the younger players are stepping up under pressure. Sky Moore's arrival has created a shift in the way the offense looks, not just in terms of personnel, but in how the coaching staff is testing the depth of the roster. Every snap counts, and the battle for meaningful playing time is fierce. Players like Chase Lucas and Dallas Flowers are in the spotlight, and the intensity they bring every day is palpable. They know that one misstep could change their trajectory, but at the same time, every clean route, every solid tackle in practice is a chance to carve out a role that could last all season. The way the 49ers manage these reps shows their commitment to meritocracy. They reward performance and readiness, and in the NFL, that can make all the difference. The complexity of these battles goes beyond individual talent. The coaching staff is constantly evaluating versatility. For instance, a player who can line up in multiple positions, contribute on special teams, or adapt to different offensive schemes immediately becomes more valuable. That's why watching someone like Maris Siegel is so intriguing. While he may be a rookie, his ability to transition between formations and adjust to the pace of the professional game is being closely monitored. Coaches are not just assessing physical skills. They're evaluating football IQ, decision-making under pressure, and the ability to absorb corrections and apply them in real time. These subtle factors often determine who makes the roster and who finds themselves on the practice squad or looking for opportunities elsewhere. The offensive line is another area where camp observations are revealing important narratives. Trent Williams, with his wealth of experience and leadership, has been instrumental in shaping the development of players like Connor Colby. The adaptability Colby has shown in switching positions, combined with the coaching staff support, demonstrates how preparation and guidance can accelerate a player's growth. Injuries on the line, like those affecting Dominic Pease, create challenges, but they also open opportunities for others to step up and prove their worth. Watching the interplay between experienced veterans and emerging players in practice is like observing a live laboratory for team chemistry, technique refinement, and resilience under pressure. Every drill, every simulated game scenario provides insight into how prepared the team will be when the season starts. One of the most thrilling storylines continues to be Christian McCaffrey's resurgence. After a season cut short by injury, his return has been nothing short of inspiring. In practice, he looks explosive, agile, and ready to dominate. What makes him so remarkable is not just his ability to make plays, but the energy and standard he sets for the team every single day. When a generational talent like McCaffrey leads by example, it elevates everyone around him. His presence forces defenders to prepare differently, which in turn opens up opportunities for other skill players. Beyond the stats and the highlight plays, McCaffrey's dedication to every practice rep, his attention to detail, and the relentless pursuit of improvement create a culture that's infectious. Players like George Kittle and Fred Warner complement this culture, showing how leadership extends beyond talent. It's about accountability, effort, and setting the bar for professionalism. And while the spotlight often shines on the stars, the storylines of emerging players are equally compelling. Robbie Chosen is a perfect example. His speed, measured meticulously by GPS trackers during practice, is turning heads, and with the current injury landscape, the opportunity for him to secure a roster spot is real. The team's willingness to give chances to players like Chosen illustrates the dynamic nature of NFL rosters. Injuries and strategic adjustments constantly shift the depth chart, creating moments where preparation meets opportunity. Players who are ready to capitalize on those moments can suddenly find themselves contributing in ways that weren't anticipated at the start of camp. It's a reminder that in football, as in life, timing, preparation, and resilience often dictate success. The wide receiver group in particular is a fascinating microcosm of the team's broader challenges and strategies. With veterans, rookies, and newcomers all competing, the reps in practice are closely watched, and coaches are constantly making adjustments. Kyle Shanahan's approach emphasizes adaptability and situational readiness. Two receiver sets, for example, have become a staple in recent practices, reflecting both the current injury situation and strategic preferences. The balance between maximizing offensive efficiency and giving players enough reps to showcase their abilities is delicate. Observing how players respond to these formations, how they communicate on the field, and how quickly they internalize adjustments provides critical insight into the readiness of the offense for the season ahead. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are echoing through the corridors of the NFL world as the San Francisco 49ers reportedly secured Danielle Hunter in a move that could redefine the dynamics of their defensive line. Rumors suggest that this acquisition is part of a meticulous plan orchestrated by the 49ers management to cement dominance in the league's most crucial battles, particularly against high-octane offenses that have troubled them in previous seasons. Sources close to the team hint that Hunter's presence is expected to inject an unparalleled level of aggression, versatility, and skill into a defensive unit that has shown flashes of brilliance but struggled with consistency. Observers speculate that Hunter's integration into the squad could ignite a ripple effect across the roster, forcing opposing quarterbacks to rethink their strategies and creating new opportunities for secondary players to capitalize on forced errors and pressure-induced mistakes. While official confirmation remains pending, insiders suggest that contract negotiations have progressed swiftly, indicating a mutual enthusiasm for this collaboration. Analysts and commentators are already buzzing with projections, debating how Hunter's style of play, characterized by relentless pursuit, explosive strength, and tactical awareness, might elevate the 49ers from contenders to an almost untouchable force in the league. The rumor mill continues to churn as fans and critics alike await further developments, anticipating a shift in the balance of power that could reshape expectations for the upcoming season and beyond. Speculation is intensifying around the potential impact Danielle Hunter could have on the San Francisco 49ers' defensive strategies, with insiders hinting at transformative consequences that extend far beyond simple statistical improvements. Rumors circulating among industry insiders suggest that Hunter's acquisition is more than a standard roster enhancement. It is a calculated maneuver designed to fortify key positions while simultaneously sending a message to rivals across the NFL. Sources whisper that the 49ers are envisioning a defensive synergy that blends Hunter's aggressive edge-rushing capabilities with the team's existing talent, creating a complex, multi-layered threat capable of overwhelming opposing offensive lines. Experts speculate that his ability to disrupt passing lanes, pressure quarterbacks, and dominate in one-on-one matchups could generate significant momentum swings in crucial games, particularly in high-stakes contests where every tactical advantage matters. Meanwhile, fan forums are abuzz with conjecture about how the rumored deal could influence locker room dynamics, with insiders suggesting that Hunter's competitive nature and professional reputation might inspire younger players to elevate their performance, while also intensifying internal competition in ways that benefit the team holistically. The combination of strategy, skill, and potential psychological impact is fueling intense discussions, and though official statements remain scarce, the anticipation surrounding Hunter's potential arrival has already sparked waves of excitement, debate, and intrigue, leaving fans eager for confirmation and detailed insight into how this rumored acquisition might unfold. Talk of Danielle Hunter joining the San Francisco 49ers has set social media and sports circles alight, with whispers of the defensive powerhouse sparking endless debate about the team's ambitions and the possible implications for the league. Rumors suggest that Hunter's potential integration into the roster is being carefully orchestrated behind closed doors, with strategic planning aimed at maximizing the impact of his formidable skills while minimizing transitional friction. Sources close to the organization hint that the 49ers envision a defensive revolution that leverages Hunter's speed, strength, and tactical intelligence to create opportunities not just for himself, but for his teammates, amplifying the effectiveness of pass rushers, linebackers, and even secondary players. Analysts are reportedly speculating on various formations and play schemes, suggesting that the coaching staff may be preparing specialized packages that exploit Hunter's versatility while keeping opponents off balance. Meanwhile, fan communities have exploded with conjecture, fueled by cryptic statements and insider hints, as enthusiasts dissect potential matchups and game-changing scenarios. The broader narrative, according to those with alleged insider knowledge, frames Hunter's acquisition not simply as a talent upgrade, but as a psychological maneuver designed to intimidate rivals and signal the 49ers' intent to assert dominance on every level of competition. If these rumors prove accurate, the ramifications could be profound, reshaping not only the team's defensive identity, but also the strategic calculations of every opponent they face in the coming season. Industry insiders continue to fuel speculation surrounding Danielle Hunter's potential arrival in San Francisco, with murmurs of strategic mastery, defensive recalibration, and unprecedented pressure tactics circulating relentlessly among sports pundits and dedicated fans alike. According to those closely following the situation, Hunter's rumored acquisition is poised to address specific vulnerabilities that have historically challenged the 49ers, particularly in high-pressure scenarios where elite pass rushers are needed to disrupt offensive rhythms. Sources hint at a multifaceted plan in which Hunter's presence might catalyze a domino effect across the defensive lineup, enhancing coverage, tackling precision, and rotational flexibility while simultaneously exerting psychological influence over opposing quarterbacks and offensive coordinators. The intrigue surrounding the deal is compounded by the potential for media speculation to influence public perception, creating a whirlwind of analysis, predictions, and hypothetical scenarios that keep the rumor mill spinning at full speed. Fans and insiders alike are reportedly scrutinizing every training session, practice report, and social media hint for subtle indicators of Hunter's impending integration, interpreting even the smallest signals as confirmation of a transformative shift. Experts speculate that if the whispers materialize into reality, the defensive scheme could evolve into one of the most feared units in the league, with Hunter's skill set serving as both a linchpin and a catalyst for sustained dominance. The anticipation surrounding the rumored signing underscores the stakes and expectations, leaving the football community eager for any tangible developments that might validate or refute the swirling conjecture surrounding Hunter's potential impact on the 49ers' defensive identity. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.